Yes! The noble Lady Hellbender shall fight alongside us this day. After we bested Foom the Invincible.
We found Drax's peanut butter and chocolate.
We are on the path to destiny, my friends.
I still can't believe we did it. We did do it, right?
We sure did, and we got Mantis back.
But we lost Warlock. We'll need him to exercise the Magus once we shut down that ritual.
So we bust him out of cult prison. I've done jailbreaks before, we all have.
We still tracking him?
Oh yeah, that thing ain't coming out easy.
Good. Then all we gotta do is get there on time and hope Lady Hellbender does too.
She will, I'm certain of it.
All right. Let's gear up, people. Tie up any loose ends. Take a pee if you have to, because we're not stopping again.
Hey, Quill. Let me borrow your tools.
Why?
I need to focus. Come on.
Do not drop that.
Mantis? What happened on the Mantis after we left? Last time we saw you, things looked dire.
It's a long story. We can talk about it after you do like Star Guy says and use the bathroom.
I don't need to.
Alright, but don't say I didn't warn you in church Grandpa makes you do faith crunches.
Wait, Raker's gonna do what?
It depends. But at some point, someone says my name, and then there's a little bit of pee.
Great. I did not want to know that.
Oh yeah, little fuzzy. Maybe the little bit of pee is you.
Nope.
Aw, she says thank you for getting rid of Aiden Warsock. Apparently she likes me better.
Adam Warlock?
Yeah, him. She thinks I'm bleats. It translates weird.
Lemora and Hubert.
Mantis! I've got so many questions.
I know, and I've got so many answers. Like, seize the means of production. Or, it's not just a rash. Or, yes, it is gluten-free.
Not the answers I was looking for, but I'm wondering about the questions.
What questions?
What happened on Lamentis after we left? You said some people would survive, but that doesn't fare super well for the others.
Many of the elders died. They didn't resist the invasion, but they would never accept the promise. It isn't their way.
I'm sorry.
Don't be. Their sacrifice bought time for me and the Kotati to hide most of the others. They will emerge when the galaxy is saved.
So you were able to hide them in the caves. Hope you told them to stay away from the fog. How did you convince Lady Hellbender to meet us on Maklu 4? You weren't even with us when we decided to go.
Actually, convincing her to go after you wasn't hard at all. But convincing her to hear you out, whew, that was tough. I had to get all creepy mystical and spook her with warnings about what would happen otherwise.
You told her about the end of the universe, and she believed you?
Oh, no, not at first. But when I brought up all her precious monsters dying, she came around. Couldn't take that chance with her babies, you know?
Well, I'm glad to have you with us.
Oh, good, because you're not always glad.
Why not?
Well, sometimes I'm your ex-wife.
What?
I think she's pulling your leg, Quill.
It only ever happens the one time, but it's so funny.
No, not like that.
What is it?
Your angle of attack was off. You have to go at it from the inside out, especially since Raker's body armor has inward...
Good thinking. Get the watering sorted out before we go.
I am Groot. I am Groot.
He looks so sad, swishing around in his robes.
What'd he say?
Groot wants to water the Grand Unifier.
Oh, right.
The soaked unifier?
The Grand Humidity!
Hey, Rocket. Working on something?
I'm always working on something.
You're not listening to my tunes?
No, you turned the music on.
Then can I have my player back?
Why? You already got music playing.
Right. So you don't need the player to focus anymore.
You might turn it off.
Yeah, but
What part of I need to focus don't you get, Quill?
what do you need to focus on so badly anyway?
Something that might give us a way to get through the Armada around Sacrosanct, just in case Lady Skullsuit doesn't show up in time.
Nice. What is it?
You'll see. Be right there, you impatient flark snuffle. Really? Nothing at all? All right.
Now that's a knife.
It is indeed a spectacular blade.
Drax! Hey, I was just...
There is no need to explain yourself, Peter Quill. Unlike the rodent, I do not mind when others are curious about my things.
It's a really cool blade.
With an equally impressive history.
You recognize it?
It belonged to Zatar the Unfinished, a great Catathian warrior king who led the first pilgrimage to Maklu 4.
Wait. So you're saying this is basically Excalibur?
I am unfamiliar with such a weapon.
It's a mythical sword belonging to a famous Earth King.
Then yes, I suppose you could say this is the Excalibur of my people. It is a symbol of a king and the great hunt he inspired for those seeking to regain a place in Ultath.
Zatar sounds like a hero of yours.
King Zatar. And he is. Every Catathian warrior knows the story of his pilgrimage to Maklu 4.
Why is he called Zatar the Unfinished then?
In the history of my people, a rival king attacked Zatar's lands, easily overwhelming his forces. Captured and broken, Zatar challenged the rival king to a fight to the death, but the conqueror refused, banishing him to a life of dishonor and disgrace instead. So King Zatar went to Maklu 4 to challenge the mighty Fin Fang Foom and change his destiny.
Well, that's depressing.
How is it depressing?
Because he obviously failed. Fin Fang Foom's still alive and kicking, mostly.
He did not fail, Peter Quill. King Zatar did not vanquish Fin Fang Foom, it is true. But he did redeem himself in the eyes of his people.
By dying? Not exactly a happy ending.
By never giving up. A warrior only truly dies when he stops living. King Zatar proved that our stories, the records of who we were in life, are ours to shape. He could have died a coward who lost his place in Ultath, or he could do what I and many of my people believe he did. Change the ending of his story.
So, this great hunt thing seems like a bigger deal than I thought. Did we mess it up for everyone by capturing Fin Fang Foom?
What do you mean?
Well, its purpose is to regain entry into Catathian heaven and stuff, and now there's no Foom to, you know, send you there.
Peter Quill. There are many paths to Ultath. The pilgrimage to Maklu 4 is but one of them.
Right.
When Thanos murdered my family and destroyed my village, twice I chose the path of revenge. First, I raised a small army of Catathian warriors. Even outnumbered, we cut our way through the Chitauri line and challenged Thanos himself.
Wait. On Katath, you faced Thanos twice during the Galactic War?
Yes. But I was not strong enough the first time.
Strong enough to survive?
Thanos allowed me and a few others to live, to set an example. Defeated and humiliated, the surviving members of my squad chose to make the pilgrimage to Maklu 4. but I could not. I continued to walk the path of revenge. Until you helped me put the ghosts of Hovat and Camaria to rest.
To be fair, I had a lot of help.
And yet you have given me a new purpose, Peter Quill. Seems my destiny was not in the mountains of Kakarantara after all, but here, on this ship, with you.
Well, I'm glad you're here with us now. I can't guarantee where our path will take us, but hopefully somewhere with lots of money and comfort.
I do not have a doubt in my heart, Peter Quill, that we will have moderate success.
I'll accept moderate.
You're overwatering, Sir Groot.
I am Groot.
Yeah, leave him alone. I tinker when I'm stressed, Groot waters, Gamora meditates, etc.
When I'm stressed, I concentrate real hard, and sometimes I can see the birth of the universe. First, there's only one reality, and then, bam, all reality.
That's kinda cool.
Nice move there, Drax.
If I put my weight on my left foot, I have much better control over my right hook.
People always underestimate proper footing technique.
I see you have...
Yeah. I guess I couldn't help myself. I mean, it's your rap sheet.
I suppose that it is impressive to criminals.
Reformed criminals, as in past tense. We're legit now, remember?
I do not think we share the same definition of legitimate.
Okay, fair, maybe not, but still. Guy who kills Thanos ends up in the most infamous prison in the galaxy? It's gotta be one hell of a story.
Which part would you like to hear, Peter Quill? How I allegedly killed the Mad Titan, or are you enamored by my stay in the kiln?
What was it like in the kiln?
You would not have survived the cycle. Why?
I maybe know someone there.
Then pray they died quickly.
Yikes. It's really that bad?
Worse. However, after the chaos I wrought in my misguided quest for revenge, it was a well-deserved punishment.
Right. The rampage.
That is one way to describe it. After my battle with Thanos, I became convinced that he still drew breath. I demanded proof, but when none was provided, I convinced myself that others were concealing his location. I saw his hideous visage in every shadow, and murdered anyone I thought was hiding him.
Some of which were very bad dudes.
Perhaps. It is not my place to judge.
So, how'd they stop you? Nova Corps, I mean. You're Drax, the Destroyer. There's not a bounty hunter alive who could have taken you down.
I surrendered.
What? Why?
I had succumbed to madness, and become the very thing that I hoped to vanquish. Once I realized that, I could not live with the monster that I had become.
Thanos, obviously. I mean, it's the Mad Titan. He was supposed to be untouchable, and then BAM! Player 2 is joined. Just, how'd you do it? How'd you take Thanos down?
With sorcery.
Come on, really?
Really. After Thanos murdered my family, rage filled my heart. In my search for revenge, I found Mentor.
You mean a mentor, right?
No. Mentor is his name. And his brother Cronus. Sorcerers. They gave me a sleeping potion that would grant my greatest desire. Finding and killing Thanos.
You're messing with me.
I am not. When I awoke, I was changed. I could sense the Mad Titan's vile life force. Feel it pulsating from across the galaxy.
Wow, that's
I know how it sounds, Peter Quill.
And I believe that you believe this happened. It's just, it's pretty out there. Even for space stuff.
Regardless, I followed the pulse in my mind until it led me to a moon in the Black Quadrant. And there, I found Thanos, hiding like a coward. Our battle waged for days. Each of us trading blows across the moon's inhospitable surface, equal in strength, equal in our resolve to see the other dead once and for all.
And then you delivered the final blow.
I recall throwing a final swing before I collapsed from exhaustion. When I awoke, I was in a hospital on Elanis. Many rotations had passed, and I was being hailed as a hero.
For killing Thanos.
Allegedly. The very fibers of my being say otherwise. I can still feel him out there. I have no doubt in my heart that he survived, just as I did.
Well, the important thing is that you're here now, with us. And we're not going back to prison anytime soon.
That remains to be seen.
Oh, why yes. I am the handsome leader of the... Gamora! I was only looking...
Relax. I'm not gonna kill you. This time.
Okay, good.
I, actually never got a chance to say thank you for the doll.
Oh. No problem. I know how you like this kind of stuff.
It was very thoughtful. I can count on one hand the number of times someone has given me a present without expecting something in return.
Wow. Christmas gifts from Thanos must have really sucked.
That's putting it lightly. Thanos wasn't the giving type. Everything was a mind game designed to control us, gifts included. So thank yous aren't exactly my strong suit. Something Mantis says I need to work on.
How do you know Mantis? Did she give you one of her weirdo fortunes or something?
Not exactly. How do you know her?
I maybe tried to pick her up in a bar once.
And how'd that work out?
Good. Until she did the creepy antenna thing. I was half expecting her to start chanting, Red Rum, Red Rum.
Red what?
Doesn't matter. Point is, she's a wacko for sure. A really hot wacko. Who happens to be your friend?
Yeah, well, that wacko saved my life. A few years ago. Someone got the jump on me. An assassin. Nearly killed me. Mantis happened to be in the right place at the right time.
Seems to have a knack for that.
Yeah. Turns out I had no idea how badly I need someone like her in my life. Up until then, I'd been so... lonely. After the war, the Resistance disbanded. Richard Rider got busy with politics, and the world mine had no use for someone like me.
An assassin?
Something like that. Thanos trained me to be a weapon, not a peacekeeper. Once a weapon, always a weapon, you know?
Is that why Mantis mentioned suicidal urges? Because I get it. I've been there. I'm pretty sure we've all been there at some point.
Let's just say I'm not in that place anymore. Because of Mantis. She showed me another way. A place where maybe I can be needed.
What kind of gifts did Thanos give you? Weapons, poison, the metal wire thing you used to strangle people with?
He gave us dolls. Once. Stupid, ugly things from Xandar.
Wow, okay. That's surprisingly girly.
What? I can't be feminine?
No, just... I was really sure it was gonna be a knife or something.
Like I said, Thanos liked mind games. It was unusual for him to be kind. We didn't even have a bedroom, yet here were these dolls. Purposeless. And they were ours.
Do you still have it? Like, is it in your collection?
No. I lost the one Thanos gave me when I was 6. She was the ugliest doll I'd ever seen. I cried so hard when I lost her. Nebula hurt me. She loved her doll, and I knew she wanted another one. So when she came in to check, we started to fight.
Bet Thanos loved that.
He found us fighting, saw my tears, and laughed. Turns out, the dolls were a lesson on the importance of not getting attached. To help us understand that, he took Nebula's doll and threw it into the incinerator.
That's... I can't imagine.
Nebula didn't understand why he did it, only that I was somehow responsible. I started collecting these a few years ago. After Nebula. After I knew I'd never see her again. It's dumb, but I guess I'd do it for her.
Wow. I'm glad I bought this for you. And I can promise that there are 0 strings attached to anything I give you. You're an important part of this team, Gamora.
Thanks, Peter. Truly.
So, Bug Girl, how come you can understand Groot so well? You've only known him a few cycles.
Telenesin is a common language in some realities. The Chitauri don't always blow up Planet X.
I am Groot.
Yep. There's a dimension where I learned to speak it from a very aggressive compost vendor on Nowhere.
Groot loves compost.
Peter Quill, spar with me.
Bet those moves are really gonna impress Lady Hellbender.
I do not need to impress her. Besting the great Fin Fang Foom is proof enough of my combat skills.
Yeah, that would do it.
I'm not sure Lady Hellbender was really impressed with how we handled that fight. You know, since we accidentally killed that dragon before Groot revived him.
Would you not be impressed by a man slaying a dragon?
Maybe if he does it without my help.
Raker's going down this time, Gamora. I promise you.
And I promise you, I'm getting Nikki out of there. No matter what.
We will get her out.
Together.
Together.